Hey, it's Miss Jones again. Today I'm going to read an excerpt of a book by an author that I absolutely love. So, this book is by Sharon M. Draper, and she is a phenomenal author. My students absolutely love her. I tell them all the time that if you find a book by an author that you love, a quick trick is to look for other titles by the same author, and odds are that you will love that title as well. Sharon M. Draper is a favorite of mine because she writes totally believable characters. My students love her because they can see themselves in the story. And depending on the story, that can be a great thing. Her books are definitely high interest, high energy, and highly readable. You can get through the book. In fact, it is a page turner. This book is part of a trilogy. It is called the Hazlewood High School Trilogy, although all the books are not set in high school. Even though it's part of a trilogy, the books can be read in any order without losing the storyline. They're connected in a different way, and you'll have to read them to find out how. I do hope to get permission to read the entire novel online, but I'll have to wait on that. Having a great number of followers will definitely help with that. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and then share it with your friends. I truly hope you enjoy the excerpt and go grab yourself a copy of the book. It's just one of the great books on Mrs. Jones' bookshelf. Without further ado, the book by Sharon M. Draper is called Tears of a Tiger. Memories of Fire. Tyrone's Statement to Police. November 8th. Tyrone Mills. My name is Officer Casey, and I'd like to ask you a few questions. I understand you were in a car involved in an accident last night. I know you are upset, but it is necessary that we complete this report while the facts are still fresh in your mind. I'd like for you to tell me, in as much detail as possible, what happened last night. Well, the game was over about 9:30, and we was all in a good mood because we won big by something like 40 points. So we was gonna celebrate. Me and BJ and Andy and Rob, we left after we all got changed. Gerald was gonna come with us. Yeah, Gerald Nickleby, but he had to go home. His stepfather beats. I mean, his old man is real strict. So it's just the four of us. Nah, BJ don't play on the team. He's too short. But the four of us hang together. We've been tight since seventh grade. So we get in the car, yeah, Andy's car, and we start driving around, just fooling around, having a good time, yelling out the window at old white ladies. It always freaks them out. Yeah, we was drinking, all except BJ. He don't drink. We had put about 4 6 packs in the trunk of Andy's car before the game. Since the weather's been so cold, putting them in the trunk was as good as a cooler, so they was nice and frosty by the time we got to them. Yeah, all of us was drinking, except BJ, like I said, but Andy probably had the most. He's in a real good mood because this girl named Keisha had started going with him, and he was going over to her house after he took us home. After a while, the car started to sway, but I wasn't sure if it was me getting dizzy or if the car really was weaving across this expressway. At the time, it seemed really funny. We was laughing so hard, especially when people started honking at us. The more they tried to signal us and I guess warn us, the more we was cracking up and laughing. Rob had his feet up on the dashboard, partly acting silly and partly because his legs was so long that they got cramped in that little car of Andy's. Me and BJ was in the back seat. I was sitting right behind Andy, and BJ was sitting next to me behind Rob, because he had the shortest legs, and Rob could push the seat all the way back. Then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, this wall was in front of us. Like it jumped out in front of the car, and Andy was trying to find the brakes with his foot, and then there was glass everywhere and this crunching, grinding sound. And my door flew open and I rolled out. I remember I was crying and crawling around on my hands and knees. That's the only thing that got hurt on me. I got glass in my hands and in my knees. I got to my feet and I helped Andy out of the front seat. His head was bleeding pretty bad, and he was holding his chest like he couldn't breathe so good. I think he hit the steering wheel pretty hard. We could smell gas real strong, and it made me dizzy like the gas station smells when some lady don't know when to stop and she spills gas all down the side of the car. But by that time, BJ had gotten out, and we was looking for Rob. He must have passed out at first because all of a sudden we hear this screaming. We ran around the side of the door, and the door was bent shut, and we couldn't get it open. All of us was screaming by that time because we could see his feet sticking through the windshield. His legs was cut and bleeding really bad. All we could see was those brand new Nikes sticking out the window, with the rest of Rob screaming and hollering and stuck inside. So then Andy and BJ climb up on top of the car and start to knock pieces of the windshield out of the way so we can try to get Rob out that way. But then we hear this heavy, thick sound like an explosion in a closed room, and Andy and BJ is knocked out of the hood. Me and BJ grab Andy then, and we have to hold him back because the whole car is in flames, and Rob is still stuck inside, and we hear him screaming, Andy, Andy, help me, oh God, please don't let me die like this, Andy. He screamed for what seemed like a long time, and then it was real quiet. And all we could hear was the sound of flames and little pieces of the car sizzling and burning, and then the sirens of police cars. I think I passed out then, but that's what I remember, and that's what I'll never be able to forget. I know. It was good. I know you want me to read more. However, I cannot. I can only read an excerpt. Hopefully, I can read the entire book online for you at some point. But for now, if you just want to know what happened, you have to go get that book. Again, the title is Tears of a Tiger, and it is written by the amazing Sharon M. Draper. Tears of a Tiger by Sharon M. Draper. I will include a link to the book to be purchased on Amazon, or you can always look the author up. She does have her own webpage. Her name is Sharon M. Draper, and check out some of her other titles while you're there. Until next time, here's hoping you get lost in the world of reading.